what you want, when you want it, where you want it. This is The Mesh.
We'll try not to like too much talk over each other, but again, we are girls and we
agree to disagree.
And I was like,
Okay, moving on.
well, the makeup bottle.
Not little.
It's like a cracked out T-bird from Greece.
Yeah,
You know, she's got that black hair.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to ChickChat. I am Mary Margaret. I'm here with Janette. How you doing, Janette?
I'm good. How was everything with you?
Oh, it's good. It's good. It's already mid-February, by the way.
I know. It's already mid-February.
Yeah, it is very much mid-February. We are on the cusp of Valentine's Day. We're recording this on the 13th. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day. You know, you were just telling me a little bit ago that you have a 5-year-old, and so you have to still do the Valentine class thing.
I do.
But you forgot.
Oh, yeah. I completely forgot.
I mean, you know, it's weird because now that when you have older kids and they don't do that classroom stuff like that anymore, it really is kind of out the window. I mean, because it's Valentine's Day. Like, okay, that's sweet and it's cute and whatever, but like, it's not hot topic anymore.
Oh, I used to be on it. Like we would have had them done, and
Building
now
the
I'm just going to get
boxes.
right now. I'm just going to get. Oh, I don't even know that he's not getting one of those. He'll get a bag to put stuff in.
Yeah,
but,
everybody put it in the.
Yeah, I would decorate stuff with. Yeah, I would decorate stuff with my girl, but now he's going to get whatever Valentines are left over at the drugstore or the supermarket. Whatever's there is what the kids
line. The ones like, I mean, there was one year, Janette, that I signed up for this local photographer or whatever was offering like $10 photo shoots or something like $20 photo shoots, whatever, where you could bring your kid in and have them hold a pole, like a stick in front of him. Mm-hmm. And then he would take the photos and they were super dramatic and beautiful and everything. And then you go and you have it printed out like at the Walgreens or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And then you poke a hole where that stick is and you stick an actual like blow pop in it or something, a sucker. Uh-huh. And so the picture makes it look like the kid's holding a giant sucker, but it comes 3D out of the picture.
Oh, I mean, cool.
It's super cool, but it was extreme. And I don't know that I've done anything like that since then. I mean, after that, it was kind of downhill.
No, those are things I do with my first kid.
Exactly.
When I'm like, you get the leftovers, pal. And I think maybe it's because he's a boy and he's not all like...
True.
Like my daughter would come, I'm like, I've got to get Valentines. And I'm like, okay. And she'd sit at the table and do them. He's not going to do a thing. So the kids might get a couple bags of candy and I'll tell the teachers, put them in a bag for them.
Disperse.
Like,
yes,
right?
Please drop some in each.
And I don't care that he brings home anything. Like you don't need to send home suckers with him.
And you know what? He's 5 years old. You still got some more years of this to go.
I do. But I feel like because he's starting kindergarten next year, I'm going to get the daily reminders. Like now I have to, they put stuff on the door.
No.
And they'd say, hey, sign up for something. And if I remember to look and I remember to sign up, I'll do it.
It's like a preschool, right? Like
yeah. So if you leave it up to me, like it's not happening. If you give me 15 emails leading up to Valentine's Day, I'm going to remember. And a note that comes home in his backpack pinned to him that says Valentine's Day tomorrow. Yeah. Then I'll remember. Because I don't want to be that parent who's shamed.
I know.
Your kid not having stuff.
I know. But like you said, things have changed. It's different. And then we went through a couple years where we didn't do Valentine's because of COVID stuff and everything. So, I mean, we're all a little jaded. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's just time to move on.
And he has no idea what day it is.
No.
He's like, it's Wednesday.
I get candy today? What?
I mean, fine.
Yeah, I'm not going to turn it away. Does your daughter, I can ask this because I'm fairly certain neither one of our daughters like listen to this podcast.
Sure.
Um,
Horrified when she finds me listening to it. Like, Mom.
right. Yes.
Yeah.
Does your daughter have like a Valentine?
She says no, but
Do you believe her?
I mean, I haven't seen any evidence yet, but
Right.
we'll find out tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah. See what she comes home from school with, unless it's tucked in her book bag, you know.
Right.
Mine used to like come home randomly sometimes, like on Valentine's or around it it would be like a stuffed animal or something with like a little tag, and it would say like to Charlotte from,
Yeah.
and it would be like some kid's name I'd never heard of, like no friend that she normally talks about or something, you know. And I'm like, why are these random people? Like, it's weird. Valentine's makes people do weird things. I think it's a teenage cop out. Like, I think teenagers just feel like they kind of have to about something, you know, like, oh, well, this is the day. This is my opportunity.
Well, they do candygrams at school.
Oh, yep. We're doing that too in middle school.
I think she might have sent a candygram to some of her friends.
Yes.
And she thinks her friends are sending one to her because they were asking her all about her favorite candy and stuff. But I mean, we used to do that too. They get like full-size candy bars and options now. We just got like lollipops.
We got a sucker. Yeah, exactly. We got a sucker.
You get what you get. You don't get to choose what flavor it is.
But it was a big deal. You remember like when they used to walk in your class and like distribute them?
And everybody be like, is it for
waiting?
me?
Waiting for your name to be called. And then it's like you get one and everybody's like, ooh, and you get it and you look at it and it's like from your best friend sitting next to you.
Right. And she's like, she's sitting there with like all excited. The best was, so you get excited about the candygrams, but then there would always be those kids who went over the top in high school and had flowers or balloons delivered to school, and sometimes by character. So as soon as you saw like those things coming in, again, everyone's like, is it for me?
Oh my gosh, the drama. I tell you, I will never forget, and I tell my kids this every year, like I know they're sick of hearing it, but so you know what, you know both of them, but I have two older brothers, right? Yeah. Okay, one brother was notorious for dating girls only in blocks of time between holidays. Like that was just his thing.
Yeah,
you know,
we gotta bring it up before the holiday comes.
You know, it was like, we'll date up until like Thanksgiving-ish, but then I'm peace out. And then like never really made it until Valentine's because like that's not going to happen. You know, maybe there's a couple dates in between or something, New Year's and Valentine's.
Not enough to get their hopes up.
Nope.
That a present was coming. Okay.
Nobody's getting serious. And then the other brother, he, you know, had girlfriends, whatever, but there was one girl in particular that, and he didn't have a problem with holidays, you know, like he was fine with it. But one girl in particular, while he's in high school, he was dating a girl that went to another high school. Oh. And on Valentine's Day, she sent him a bouquet of red roses and balloons to the school.
No.
For him. And needless to say, we did not see her again. Ugh. Because that was just not.
That's too much.
That was too much. That was a little over the top. But it was, you know, the boy getting the stuff. And it was, yeah. So that I'll never forget his face when he came home carrying that stuff. And it was just like,
and if I can just think back into those days, I know your dad had
a field day.
Things to say.
A field day. Like I said, we never saw that girl again.
And I'm sure it comes up, not only today, but
enough times to remember, like, you know, to still draw some blush to the cheeks. That's what this still brings up. It was.
Oh, your dad has that stored in his memory, and he's.
Well, it's one of those core memories that I just, for some reason, I have never forgotten. Like, I couldn't tell you the girl's name, but I can see her face, and I can remember my brother's face, of when this happened. And it was just, it was all new to me. I'm thinking my brother, like, is like magical, apparently. Like, he's got girls sending a bouquet of red roses to a high school. Like, this isn't like some girl with a crush. She's spent red roses money.
You spent some money on balloons and roses. You get one or the other.
And delivery fee. Mm-hmm.
And delivery fee.
Yes. So
your parents saw their credit card statement like, what is this?
Why? Who you sending flowers to?
Flowers.
Who died? No, yes. So we'll get through Valentine's tomorrow. That's fine. Then we'll move on. I mean, and as adults, like, it's married 20 years. We're just,
I haven't got my husband anything yet.
I was going to say, my husband's flying out to go out of town tomorrow around lunchtime.
So you're off the hook.
Because you know what? Life is still going on right now. Like, work is happening. Jobs are going on. It's what it is. Like, we were talking earlier. He was like, should we try to like get lunch today? And I'm like, ooh, I got this and I got that. And I was like,
I got stuff.
He's like, I fly out tomorrow at 1. I was like, ooh, I've got an eye doctor appointment at 10:30. He's like, I mean, it's just like, man.
We'll FaceTime.
I love you.
High five.
Yes. Ships passing in the night. It's kind of the theme these days. But anywho, so you had a birthday recently. I always remember your birthday because I know that it's close to Valentine's Day and the Super Bowl always happens. Did you have a good birthday?
I did. It was very low key. I mean, it was a Thursday. There was soccer practice. There was probably something else I forgot for daycare. And and I worked.
Yeah.
So it was
just
what fine.
Happens and what we do. Yes.
My sister was here, had a cake. I didn't have to cook, so it was good.
Love that. Love that for you. And if anything, that counts.
It counts a lot. Yes.
I'll take it. That's a present in itself. I love it.
Yes. A day when no one's asking mom what's for dinner because I said, nope. They know that's the one day.
I love that.
Do not ask me because the answer is whatever you are buying for me.
That's right. And you know what? I think it's even one of those things where if they're like, oh, we're going to like go out to eat for your birthday or something, great. I'm not choosing.
No.
Mm-mm. You know what? I know people are like, but it's your birthday. Where do you want to go? And I'm like, no. I just want to be taken somewhere.
Yes. I want there to be thought into it. Don't make me do
no.
I want to do no thinking.
Like, just take me somewhere. Let's just go. I will eat whatever.
I'll find something on the menu.
No kidding. It's fine. I'm not going to be upset about wherever we go. It's the fact that I didn't have to sit there and think about it, plan it, or buy it.
And I don't want to have to dress up without advance notice. Like, you
100%.
can't tell me at 5:00 that we have dinner reservations at 6 or 7 and then expect me to get like all pretty.
True.
I need to be able to wear what I'm wearing.
Yes.
It's on a weekday.
And honestly, I'll tell you, that's a benefit living out here, West Coast. Mm-hmm. No place really has dressy anything. Like, everything's pretty casual.
Yeah.
Look like you just stepped out of a Mountain Hardware store or something, like that's kind of just what is normal. So I'm good with that. But but by all means, don't try to outshine me either. Like, don't be like, no, it's fine. Just wear whatever you have on. And then you come out in like a nice outfit.
Exactly.
No, because
I'm going to have to go change and we're going to have to cancel reservations because we're going to be late.
Yeah. And then we're going to end up at McDonald's. Like, it's fine. But no, well, I'm glad you had a good day.
Yeah. Thank you.
How was the Super Bowl? For first time listeners, you're in a big football family.
I am.
Your husband was in the NFL.
He was.
Okay. So I mean, you got some ties in there. Like,
I know some things.
You guys know what's happening.
We know.
on the
We
game.
understand what's happening on the field.
That's right. So
listen-
is Super Bowl big to you guys? Does it matter? Do you guys watch it? Do you go all out? What's up?
We didn't go all out this year. We usually either go to someone's house or I'll put some stuff together for us, but we always watch it. We always watch it from beginning to end, including that's the one time of the year where the channel does not change.
Yep.
Commercials. We
And
don't
that
switch
you're
to
both
watch
watching the
something
same
else.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're just watching that channel for the next 4 to 5 hours. So, I mean, my husband just always, unless there's a team he really roots for, just wants a good game.
Yeah.
I did not get the outcome I wanted. I wanted.
Okay. Who were
49ers.
you pulling for?
I was pulling for the 49ers.
Same.
So, I mean, it was fine.
Yeah. We got overtime.
We did,
Oh, yeah.
which was
got some
it was
bonus
strange,
football.
but it was
Yeah.
it was fine.
Yeah.
Again, not the outcome I wanted. It would have been better if, we had another champion, because all that did was make me have to spend the next 24 hours trying to clean up my Instagram and Facebook feed and everything.
Yeah. Yeah. So why the Niners? You're not a Niners fan by nature.
I'm not, but I am a Bengals fan, and the Bengals kind of have this rivalry now with the Chiefs. And I'm just one of those where, it's one of those teams everybody loves to hate, like the Patriots. When Tom Brady was there, it's like, give somebody else a turn almost.
Yep.
Like, we're tired of seeing it. It's so some people, I think differently than I do. And they're like, well, root for your division, like, no.
Mm-mm.
If we can't be there, I don't want them to win. So,
Right.
yeah.
No, I hear you. We're kind of the same way. We were going for 49ers as well.
Mm-hmm.
Living out here, we were Panthers fans, obviously, when we lived in North Carolina. Like, that was just our team. And we are still Panthers fans. We don't like them very much right now.
It's
but
hard to like them now.
But we are fans.
Yeah.
It's kind of like your teenage kid. Like, you love them forever, but you don't have to like them right now. So that's where we are with Panthers. But out here, pretty much anybody is either a 49ers fan or a Seahawks fan.
Okay.
And we can't find ourselves to pull for the Seahawks because of the rivalry with the Panthers.
See, there you go.
So therefore, we were pulling for the 49ers. And we like Christian McCaffrey.
Because he was a Panther.
He was a Panther, so you fell in love with him.
Yes.
At the Panthers.
Yes.
And I'm happy for him being on the Niners. That's fine. Like, I'm glad you didn't waste your career in Carolina. Like, that's great.
I said the same thing on Sunday. Like, I wish we still had Christian, but this is so much better for him.
Good for him. Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we were pulling for the Niners as well. And, the whole Mr. Irrelevant Brock Purdy type thing, like, that would have been kind of cool.
That would have been cool.
But I get it. He's got more time. He's not going anywhere right now. He's young. He's coming back. It's fine. And now we got the whole, Chiefs thing out of the way. I cannot stand Patrick Mahomes. I don't know what it is. Something irks me about him. And I can't tell if it's because, like, his face and voice don't match who he's supposed to be. Like, I can't tell if I can't watch an interview with him.
Mm-mm.
I think I can't deal with him. I can't deal with him.
Oh no,
So,
I'm not a fan. I haven't really ever been a fan of Patrick Mahomes, but I'm also like, I'm starting to feel the same way about Travis Kelce, and now I'm like, ugh, now I've got to hate two people. Not hate, but like, now I've just got to root against two people, and it's annoying me.
Well, at least they're like a package deal. Like, you don't have to split it across teams.
Right. It was kind of like Tom Brady and Gronkowski.
Gronk. Yeah.
But I like them both now. Like, you're not playing football. You guys are kind of cool. You're kind of nice. You're doing Dunk Kings commercials. You're kicking field goals before the game.
I saw something that was some meme that somebody was like, we waited for so long to not have Tom Brady in a Super Bowl. And then it like shows a picture of him doing the Dunk Kings, and they're like, but he's everywhere now.
But I loved it. Like, I will take that Tom Brady.
I love it.
That was hilarious. And I saw some, like, if you look on the internet, they're popping up some little smaller commercials, or
you're getting the like bloopers almost is what it looks like, you know, where they're trying to practice throwing football and everything is so good. Well, that brings me into like the actual side of what we discuss on this show, you know, because I mean, we're not a sports podcast, let's be honest, but we're sports adjacent.
We are.
And especially when it comes to the superstars that were seen at the Super Bowl. It was a star-studded event, you know. It always is. But I saw some people, and then I saw a pretty cool article I thought I'd reference here with you. Couple of highlights from the day, outside of the game action. So Beyonce announced a new album in a commercial for who was it? It was Verizon?
It was some internet when she wanted to know if she was trending or viral or something.
Yes, if she broke the internet or not.
If you broke the internet, yeah.
Yeah, and then she announces that she's going to do this. I mean, that's kind of been a trend lately, right? Like last year, Rihanna announced she's pregnant by like, you know, opening up her jacket while swinging from the air or whatever during halftime.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift announces at the Grammys the other day, or was it Grammys or American Music or whatever, where she wins the award and she goes up and then tells everybody she's releasing a new album. You know, people are shooting their shots right now. But Beyonce did this, which everybody's pretty pumped about. Let's see, people that we saw in the stands. Post Malone, who has been in some commercials and stuff as well lately with it.
And he sang America the Beautiful.
Yes, he did. It was nice. Yeah. Not the person I thought would
I was shocked.
Ever singing America the Beautiful. It was weird, but it was fine. Gwen Stefani, LeBron, Lady Gaga, with sequins on her eyes.
Okay.
Beyonce and Jay-Z were all there. The Biebers, Haley and Justin. Let's see. Paul Rudd was there, and he was on the field, and it was fantastic. He's adorable. Let's see. Queen Latifah was with him. Luke Combs sitting in the stands talking on his phone most of the time. Pretty funny. Martha Stewart and Jeff Goldblum hanging out at the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Unique. Yeah. Lots of people had their kids. Jay-Z had their kids there. Lindsey Vonn helped out on some announcing. Let's see. Who else did they say was there? Oh, Jeremy Renner, my favorite Marvel character, Simone Biles. Yeah. So there was lots of people there that were all, you know, taking up the big boxes, the big dollars. Several of the players are obviously dating famous people or engaged to or married to fairly famous people. So that kind of brings in another whole element with that. Taylor Swift had her entourage with her.
Yeah.
So Blake Lively up there with her. I get it. She's been with her lots of times, and that's part of her squad. Totally get it. The Ice Spice, what's her name?
Ice Spice.
Ice Spice. Why was she there? Like, I didn't realize they were.
They were sat next to each other at some award show. It wasn't the Grammys. It was something earlier in the year, or maybe like 2023. Some music award show. They sat next to each other, and then I see them at the Super Bowl together. So I have no idea.
Yeah. And, you know, like people were saying that the entire time, like after every play, you'd see people whisper to Miss Spice. And it was because they were explaining how football worked to her.
Okay. That's annoying.
It is annoying. You know what? Don't waste your ticket on somebody that doesn't know what's going on.
Not the Super Bowl. Take her to a regular game for that.
This is not the time. Blake Lively, I get it. Blake's been there. Ryan's a big fan. Like she's been there with her before, whatever. She was cheering at appropriate times. Old Spicy had no clue what was going on, but people were talking about her. So I guess that works.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've discussed the whole Taylor Travis thing back when it first started.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, we were like, meh, whatever, and my kind of theory was that the personalities of the two of them, they're both kind of showboaty. Like, she wants somebody to be out publicly with her and like show her off and whatnot. And he is that guy, right? That's going to do that. And I think we've seen that more and more now. Like, yeah, they don't care. Like, she flew in from Tokyo or wherever she was, to come to the game. So I am a 50-50 on this. Okay. Is where I stand now on the TNT conversation. Okay. One, I don't care. Right. Like, I don't, whatever, it's not like it's uncommon for us to see two famous people start dating, right? Like, that is just what celebrities do a lot of times. That's who's in their circle and yada, yada. And that's who they date, marry, whatever. And on the other end of it, I do hate some of the stuff. I do dislike some of the stuff that how people are kind of making this out to be something problematic, I guess. If that's the word. Like, I guess I look at it as now, this is a girl who is going to her boyfriend's football game. Mm-hmm. I get it. She's famous. I get that. We all know that. But it is a girl who is dating somebody who plays football and she's going to his game. Like, okay, like, big deal. Why are we all up in arms about it? And I mean the haters. Like, why are the people kind of like, oh, they're doing this? First of all, she's not pointing the camera at herself. She is in the box where every other player has girlfriends and wives or anything else sitting in different places, So the cameras go on her without her, like, she shouldn't have to hide, as I guess what I'm trying to say. Mm-hmm. And everybody's kind of, all these football guys I've seen them online kind of ragging on her about it and stuff. But I guess in the end, like, I just do, as the mom of daughters, have to think about there could be a lot worse influences out there for my kids to see of somebody, a girl who is, an adult, first and foremost, she's an adult. She's a successful adult. She's not got a bad reputation. She's a positive influence and stuff. And, if she's out there supporting somebody that she's truly cares about and has been with for a while and whatnot, then fine by me. I think there's a lot worse out there that my kids could be seeing.
Yeah. And,
it brought in a whole new sort of genre and element to football. Like, how can people hate that?
Yeah, to me, I agree. She's just a girl going to watch her boyfriend play football. But I don't think, and yes, she doesn't control the camera, but I also don't think she shies away from it.
No, of course not.
I think she may say, oh, I don't control the cameras, but deep down inside, she's like, I love this.
Well, I think because
overexposure for me, you know what I mean? Like,
he is too.
Because he is too. Like, the constant PDA on the field, everywhere they go, the cameras are looking at you. If you really didn't want people to talk about you, not that they have to, but you don't. It is a lot. Like, over the last few, it's just to me, like, we're already getting the exposure from her tour all of last year. Then the movie, and now she's in football, and now it's, oh, look who she's dating. You know what I mean? It's like,
but
to me, there's such thing as overexposure.
But do you think that's any different than, Joe Schmo on the Chiefs, who has a regular old girlfriend, and she comes out on the field and kisses him after their win?
Maybe because I don't see it. You know
exactly.
what I mean? Like, it was like,
you know,
the camera is always focused on them kissing, and then it's at their celebration. And I literally every time, and I don't know how, maybe I don't know how, but my Instagram, my Facebook, everything, the TikTok is like every other thing that I scroll is
that's what they're talking about.
It's them. And I'm like, I'm interested in other people. Like,
sure.
Like I want to know what's going on with other people, not just them.
And I saw that the other day, though, somebody was talking about, like, everybody's talking about their kiss on the field, after this, after that, whatever, you know, and there was it wasn't a meme, but it was more like an infographic almost, I guess. Mm-hmm. And I wish I would have saved it. I don't think I did, but it was them actually saying, you know, like they kissed twice after the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And then once, from what we're seeing, obviously, mm-hmm. I'm talking about the shots that were released publicly, right?
Right.
From the after party, they kissed once on a camera shoot. So, you know, it's like, okay, so we saw 3 there. And then in one day, after your boyfriend won the biggest football game of the year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you're out celebrating with him. And yes, people take all these videos and we have to see them and all that stuff. However, like, if the cameras weren't there, would they still act that way? Yes, I think so.
And that's fine.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's them. I just think people are there is enough of an audience out there that people are enamored with this. That's why we can't get away from it, right? Like, that's how people are. It's shoved in our face.
That's the problem for me. Like,
so I blame the people shoving it in my face. I don't think that Taylor and Travis are doing anything wrong, you know, because.
But I do think they're enjoying all of this attention. I do think they scroll and they're like, oh, it's us again. Oh, it's us. To me, like, I'm not one of those people who like, oh, we got to get tickets to the Taylor Swift concert. I like Taylor Swift, but I'm not like a huge fan. Same. So for me, it's a lot. Like, I need it to be toned down off of my feed. Like, this is what I mean. It's almost like, do you remember when years ago you opened your, Apple Music one day to just find the U2 album on there, and you're like, I don't want the U2 album. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Mm-hmm. They gave it to everybody. Like, here's our album. Like, that's how I feel about this. Like, yay, great. They're in a relationship. I'm happy for her. She found somebody else. He's happy. They're happy, whatever. I don't care. So I don't want to see it every time. Like, it's almost like you are pushing it on me to the point that I don't even want to get on those sites anymore because I know what I'm going to see. And I don't know how to fix it. Like, I don't need Entertainment Tonight every time I pull it up to be like, oh, here's another angle of them. Like, I don't care. Like,
I think that's going to fade off, though.
Yeah.
Because now the Super Bowl's done. He's done for season, right?
But she's going on tour again.
She goes back on tour.
And then he's going to be there, and then it's just going to continue.
Well, maybe for a little bit. I just don't think it's going to be as intense. Okay. I don't think it's going to be every Sunday. I don't think it's going to be, then your Monday and Tuesday feeds are taken up by this, right? I think it's going to fade. Now, they're not going anywhere right now. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But I will say that when she left and started doing international dates, her tour, that side of her did fade off a lot because it wasn't US based.
Yeah.
I feel like.
I still saw it. They put it on my feed because she almost fell 3 times.
Well, because that's funny. That had nothing to do with like, here we love Taylor. That was just funny.
Yeah.
This podcast is sponsored by Jackson Creative, a custom communication agency located in downtown Hickory, North Carolina, specializing in online content creation. To learn more, visit thejacksoncreative.com. Jackson Creative, we tell your story.
But no, you go and whisper to your phone a couple of times some nasty things about Taylor, and she'll stop showing up.
I need to do that.
Or start whispering to your phone other people's names is what it is.
That's what I need to do.
Yeah. Well, speaking of other people, what did you think about a halftime show?
I mean, I'm an Usher fan. I like that he did all of the songs that I knew. I was actually shocked that they asked him. I was like, because I told my husband, like, I don't feel like if I wanted to go see the Usher residency in Las Vegas, I don't feel like I need to anymore because I think I just got it. I don't need to pay the money. I got it for free.
100%. And why was he so sweaty? Like, I get that he's working like hard and whatnot, but you're Usher. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
This was not overexhausting for you. You do this every night, like you said, in Vegas. Like, just anyway, he's super nervous, I think. But it was a good show. It was fine. Love that Alicia Keys came out. Love that. But I was surprised by that too. I was kind of like, this is new. Like, I don't know. It just seemed like, I don't know. Somebody online said, I loved the halftime show because it felt like the class of 2006 just got her own private concert.
Right. Like,
and that's what it was.
He doesn't have anything new out. He hasn't had anything new out for years. Like, it's like I love Celine and I hate that she's sick, but it would almost be like having Dion just come out there and sing all of her hits and she hasn't had a new one in 20 years.
I know. Well, Reba sang the national anthem.
But Reba's on The Voice at least. So it was current.
She at least could like plug something if she really wanted to.
Right.
Somebody did count Usher's spin moves. And he did a spin 47 times.
Wow.
So
that's impressive.
Hey.
Without falling, because I think I'd be dizzy.
And the rollerblades or roller skates did throw me off a little bit. However, impressive though.
He's been roller skating. So he used to show up on my feed.
So keep talking. He'll show up more. Keep talking about him.
I'll just keep talking about Usher. But he's been roller skating now for the past year. And I take that back. He does actually have a couple of has two new songs out, which is why
clearly not memorable enough yet.
Well, I remember them. The only reason I thought about it just now is because the girl who came out and played the electric guitar, she's on one of them.
She's awesome, by the way.
I love her. Yeah, but they didn't sing the song. She just played on another song.
Yes,
so I was like, oh, they're about to do their song. Oh no, they're not. Okay,
no, she was great. Lots of people online raving about it. But I think it was all very, very dependent on your age, right? Like, I mean, I know obviously it always is, but like this one specifically, like Usher to me, like, and I'm a fan as well, but Usher to me really fits in like a 3-year span of my memories. Yeah. Like I can remember where I was, like what I was doing, everything when that music was just it, right? But after that, it's kind of like somebody brings up Usher and you're like, oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm a fan, right?
Yeah.
Not like I got my playlist that I hit up every time I'm on a road trip. Like, it's just not my, So
and my daughter was like, she wanted to watch the halftime show because she likes Usher, but afterwards she goes, oh, he didn't do that one song I thought he was going to do. So I only really knew one song. It's like, okay.
Well, and there's another person, entertainer, whatever, artist that's out there now that has taken the, what do you call it when you sample? Sampled the from the song when he sings with Lil Jon and yeah. So they've sampled the backbeat from that and put it on their song now.
Okay.
And so when they started playing that, my kids are both like, oh, look what he's singing. He's going to sing. So-and-so's going to come out on stage. And I'm like, no, this is his song.
This is the original. Yeah.
This is his song. And they were like, oh, I'm like, no, yeah. See, this is where it's different, where we differ on this, on the Usher side of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cause I'm like, Wes and I both were like, Luda, you know? And they were like, who? What?
That's the guy from Fast and Furious, Mom.
Right. Yeah. I was like, Lil Jon's there. That means he's going to come out on stage. And Charlotte's like, ew, Mom. You know, because here I am talking about Lil Jon.
Yeah.
Like, please.
That's the first Lil. He's the original Lil.
Exactly. Yes.
Lil Jon.
I enjoyed he's obviously a great dancer. He still has it. Somebody online was like, oh my God, I was sitting at a bar and such, and we were watching halftime, and the kid next to me is like freaking out. Not kid, but like person sitting next to him is freaking out whenever Usher took his shirt off. And I kind of looked at him and was like, you an Usher fan, huh? And he's like, no, I don't care. I just bet $10,000 though that a guy would take his shirt off.
What?
And so this guy had won all this money because he had bet that Usher would absolutely take his shirt off.
No, if Usher's on stage, he's taking his shirt off.
I mean,
it's
who doesn't take that bet?
Right. If I had Usher's abs, I can't say that I wouldn't just be like everywhere, go like, oh, it's hot.
I would just why
have a
even
sports
bother
bra
putting one
on all the
in
time.
I wouldn't bother putting one on in the first place. You
I'm wearing crop tops 24/7.
100%. Yes. So yeah. So speaking of like screaming and cheering for him, they did do a poll. They kept note of who got booed and cheered for the loudest during the first half and the second half of the Super Bowl of the celebrities they show on the Jumbotron. Okay. So I'm going to name somebody and I want you to tell me if you think they got booed or cheered for. Okay.
All right.
Justin Bieber.
Booed.
Correct. Fat Joe.
Was it it was in Las Vegas, the football fans cheered.
Booed.
What?
Yep.
He's unproblematic. I love Fat Joe.
Paul McCartney.
Oh, he's cheered.
Cheered for sure. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Cheered.
Booed.
No, you don't. No.
Yeah. Vegas didn't
Leo.
care for Leo. Mm-hmm. Taylor Swift.
Booed.
Correct. Martha Stewart.
Cheered.
Cheered big time.
She's Snoop's best friend.
Right? Everybody's loving her. Jeff Goldblum.
Cheered.
Cheered, yes.
He's with Martha.
True. Paul Rudd.
Cheered.
Booed.
Oh, he's a Chiefs fan. That's why. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
I think they showed him while he was actually on the field pregame.
That makes sense. Because you don't boo Paul Rudd for just no reason. No. I get it now. I get it.
No, yeah. If he was like in the stands and just wearing like a white shirt, he probably would have just had cheers. But no. So anyway, I thought that's kind of funny. Little mix and who all was there to cheer for who. But overall, good, decent Super Bowl, whatever. Yeah, a lot of people booed.
Not the legend Paul McCartney, but
Paul McCartney, Jeff Goldblum, and Martha Stewart.
The old people.
That's who's getting cheers. I don't know. I mean, I can't hate on them for it.
Right.
But
no, I would have cheered for them too, but I probably would have cheered for everybody. But
yes. Well, we're going to shift topics because we do have one other important thing to discuss on this episode. Because I need your thoughts. And we have not discussed this previously, but we do have sad news to report for the royals, which is that King Charles has been diagnosed with cancer. And if anyone has listened to this podcast before, you know that we love the royals. Love to hate, hate to love, like whatever it may be. All different reasons and topics. We're going to talk about the royals if given the opportunity.
Yes.
So just a tiny bit of background for anyone who's been under a rock. So first we hear that Kate has to go in and have kind of emergency surgery, right? Like dealing with abdominal something or another, kind of out of the blue, took everybody by surprise. Even her friends have reported that like it was kind of a shock. Which, you know what, P.S. doesn't surprise me. I picture Kate as being someone who's like, mind your own business. And yeah, for a normal human, this might be painful, but for me, I haven't really felt a thing because I'm kind of carrying the weight of England on my shoulders.
Right.
So this is nothing. And then when it got just to where like she maybe collapsed or something, maybe William was like, girl, you need to go to the doctor. and they immediately put her in surgery. That's what I'm envisioning. But so while she's there, then we hear that Charles has to go in, right, and have a procedure done for what could be fairly standard, which is an enlarged prostate, where that could mean that they were going in to do some, I think they call it like scraping and stuff, where they just are taking care of things, which is fairly normal. If you're staying on top of your checkups and your health and whatnot, like that can be a normal thing you hear, but it can easily be taken care of, right? However, then shortly after that, it is announced that they did find cancer. They did not say what kind of cancer. They did not say how far along. They don't say anything other than he was starting regular treatments, which again, we have to assume is chemo of sorts, radiation, whatever it may be. It has to be regular, it says. And he did step away from public duties. That's the ribbon cuttings, the engagements, the handshaking, kissing babies type stuff, but that he's handling paperwork and the red box duties in-house. So now there's a bunch of commotion, right? Because Kate was home recovering from this surgery. Charles makes this announcement through his people saying this. William had stepped away from public stuff to tend to Kate, but then quickly came out of off duty, if you will, to get back in to basically fill in and take over public responsibilities and step up a little bit. And in the big kicker of all of it, Harry flies over to go see Dad, but only stays like a day and then comes back, does not see William, but did make an appearance to come visit upon diagnosis or announcement of this, if you will. Okay, so that's where we are right now. Charles is getting treatment. He's not doing public appearances. William's handling all of that. Kate is still somewhat recovering, but is said to be fine. Like that's all taken care of. My biggest question for you is, will we have a new king this time next year?
Next year? I mean, I don't know. I don't know, again, like you said, what type, what stage. I think it was serious enough to where it wasn't just something they were going to go in and take out and then do radiation and say, but he can go on about his business within a couple of months. I think if we start to see Harry and Meghan come back into the fold, yes, we're going to see a new king in a year, because I think Harry flew over to see his dad because of the diagnosis.
Right.
I think it was, and one would hope
because it was made public.
Because it was made public.
Right.
I'm going to say, I'm assuming Harry knew, but he had to do what he had to do because people didn't want to be like, oh, Harry didn't even come see his dad. But now people are like, well, he only came for 24 hours. But anyway.
Yeah. No, he's known, he's talked to him, he's FaceTimed, he's whatever. But now that everybody else in the world knows, I need to save face a little bit and go over.
So I don't know that Harry and Meghan will move back to England. I'll say that.
I don't think so yet.
Will they start to do more things like, will he and Harry start to split duties? Well, William and Harry start to split duties. Where Harry and Meghan are more focused on the Commonwealth, Canada, the Caribbean islands, and they start making the trips there while William handles things at home. Sort of like part-time, like a negotiation.
Like a consultant.
Help his brother. Yeah, like a consult to help his brother, but to also support the crown.
I think
because
it's gonna be 100% more to support the crown as opposed to his brother, because I just don't think they're in a good spot right now,
no,
right?
it would be to support the crown. So, and
It'd be
here's
for
the
his dad. His
it'd be
dad
great
would
for his
ask him.
dad. Yes, his dad would ask him. But I also think it's a great opportunity for them if this was to happen, because it's very hard to write negative stories about a family that's tending to family business because of an ailing father/father-in-law. The press, you would think the crown would put a rest to all the negative press that Harry and Meghan receive, the racial undertones and blatant racism that Meghan gets, because they're now in a family crisis. If they're going to come home and help the crown, you have to give them some grace.
They're going to have to give her some welcome, a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah. Not even, you don't even have to be warm and welcoming. You just got to
No.
kind of back off the
You
rest.
just gotta like not say anything.
Yeah. Just back
Yeah.
off.
Yeah. What's concerning to me is what's really going on with Kate, because yes, she had some serious abdominal issues. I don't know what it is. We'll probably never know.
Yeah.
But the fact that she can't do anything until April or May says that whatever's going on with her is a little more serious than just an appendectomy or a hysterectomy or things like that. You know what I mean? Like things that you're in and out in a day and then you're good a month or two later, or not even that long.
Well, and in that same respect, this article that I was reading about, to just kind of catch up on everything, was stating that their stance on it was that their stance was saying that Charles's situation is way worse than anybody thinks. Okay. Not necessarily thinks, but more than is just really being said, because he kind of this article kind of went back and referenced anytime there has been medical or health issues and things like that within royalty, and that the royals, in this sense, Windsors and whatnot, they don't announce something. Buckingham Palace does not release a statement on health issues unless it's serious. Like,
I mean, we just found out the Queen had cancer.
Right.
And she's like, yeah.
Yeah. Like, so they're saying, like, the fact that they're having to announce this and that, like there's been plenty of times that a royal has stepped back from public duties, because they had a cold or something, right? I mean, it's these things. But they're saying that in order for Buckingham Palace to have said the word cancer and regular treatments, those type of things, that it means it's more.
It's okay. That makes
because
sense.
Otherwise it would be, the king is, has had that procedure, and everything was fine. He had the procedure, but he's taken a little step back because he's just, making sure he's fully recuperated or whatever.
It would have been released like Kate's was released. There's an issue.
Exactly.
Which, to me, Kate seems a little more serious too, because they even announced that she was in the hospital for almost 2 weeks. Like, what's really going on?
Yeah. Well, and so then they alluded to the fact that the reason that they think even more that, that Charles is worse than people are making it out to be, as well as Kate's is actually being handled appropriately, is that William has stepped away from being at home.
Right.
So they're saying, like, the fact that he's come over to take over things when his wife was clearly still recuperating, and he had made it known that he was going to be with her. That was at least they're analyzing it, right?
Yeah.
So have you heard this whole, okay, full disclosure, I fell down a rabbit hole, okay, on TikTok. But have you heard the whole thing about Nostradamus?
No. I mean, I know who Nostradamus is, but did he make a prediction on this?
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
It's in that, that big book that Nostradamus wrote.
I've seen. Oh, I used to watch documentaries on it. I'm aware.
Yes. So there is a reference to King Charles in 2024 abdicating. Like the year 2024, a King Charles abdicating.
It says a King Charles.
Yes.
What?
It says King Charles abdicate 2024. And it also notes that he will be replaced by someone who does not have the mark of the king.
What?
So people are saying that something's going to happen, that Harry.
What?
Yes. I don't know. So I like I said, I fell down the hole.
So, and this is why I think there's got to be a reconciliation at some point between the brothers, because George is obviously too young, right? I mean,
Yeah.
he's not going to be king. Like,
They're not going to let him. No.
but he's also, when I say he's too young, like he's too young for senior royal duties.
Absolutely.
And Princess Anne isn't she older than Charles? So
I don't know if she's older, but
he's close in age.
But
with
don't
Charles.
nobody want Anne being over anything.
No.
All right.
I think this visit,
go on. I know you want to get excited. I know you are.
No, I don't want to get excited.
Don't hold back.
I can see the only reason I don't know about an abdication is, oh my gosh, this poor man has waited 70 something years.
Yes.
And what did they say? He's been king for all of like 77 days or something like that. But
okay, so let me actually read this to you. So it says, It's been revealed that Nostradamus predicted that Charles's reign as king would come to an end this year. The philosopher who foresaw events such as 9/11 and the Queen's passing year and age, and those were all correctly predicted.
what?
Yeah, did you know that?
No.
Yeah, he predicted that Queen Elizabeth would pass in X year at the age of X. And they were both correct.
Now I'm going to have to go down the Nostradamus. Maybe if I go down the Nostradamus rabbit hole, I won't see Taylor and Travis
Getting rid
anymore.
of Taylor. I mean, what could be more different, right?
Right.
Okay, so he has written 942 predictions for the future in his book, Les Prophéties. Okay. So it says, in a chilling segment about Charles, it says, King of the Isles driven out by force and replaced by one who will have no mark of a king. Okay. Mario Reading, an expert in this who analyzes basically all these predictions anytime anything comes up, right? And from year to year. He says that the interpretation based on Nostradamus's past writings and predictions and how they're interpreted into modern language. This is what it would come of, is that he's going to abdicate because of some disapproval. Maybe because of divorce in the past, and a man they considered unworthy. The people will force out the king of the islands, and a man will replace who was never expected to be king.
So are they are they saying there still will be a king? Because I could also see where that's meaning it's the end of the monarchy.
They're just saying a man will replace. So
that could be the prime minister, right?
I guess, but everybody's kind of doing this,
because there have been calls for the end of the monarchy. But my only thing is that would mean that there would have to be another reason why William would step away, and William has
I know, and people want William. People want William.
The people who want a monarchy, yes, want William. The people who don't really care.
Of course. But people who are royalists, like they want Will.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's worth you going and investigating, because I would be anxious to hear your thoughts on that.
I don't see Harry doing it. I don't think it's Harry.
I don't either. But I mean, I don't know. Apparently, I don't know as much about Nostradamus as I thought I did, but um, he's done some things and said some things, and so that aside, because there's other philosophers, or not philosophers, excuse me, like astrologists. Is that what they're called?
Sure.
Or
Astrologers, astrologists. Yeah, sure.
people that read
People
the.
who read the things in the sky.
Yep. And everybody's kind of saying, yeah, this is it.
It's very sad.
It is. So I encourage you to go look and like do a little bit of research on like, go on TikTok or anything like that. They even have like people doing these little series on it, day by day updates and whatnot. Anywho, I think I just have a weird feeling. I don't know about the whole Nostradamus thing about having Harry or Prime Minister or anybody else. My thought though is I do think, unfortunately, we are going to end up with a King Charles who is too sick to continue. I don't know. I don't have any other reason. Obviously, it's just something that's my guess.
Because of the announcement.
Correct.
Yeah.
And also because I do a lot of reading, obviously, on these things beforehand, but one of the guys, like a royal person in England, like a person who reports on the royals, he even made a comment. He was like, look, yes, we know he's waited so long. And yes, he's like tried to, become a little bit more well-liked, and it's working. People have been pleased. It's fine. They were like, but there's going to be a conversation as to whether or not like he should continue, because even if he receives treatments and it starts to level out, or maybe he goes in remission or whatever it may be, he and Camilla are pushing 80. And they said, at one point, if Camilla gets sick or if there's anything where this man needs to be able to enjoy his retirement is kind of what they called it. And they were like, look, enjoy your you had the coronation, you had the fanfare, you're on the books, it will go down.
Yeah.
You have been king, but you also gave up a lot for this woman. You have earned your time off, if you will, and you need to bow out while you have the ability to enjoy some time.
Yeah.
And so that's what this guy was saying.
Well, does he say anything about Kate? Like, what's going on with her?
No, everybody's just saying that it was pointed out that the fact that William returning to royal duties amid Kate's ongoing recovery shows just how serious the Charles stuff really is.
Okay. But not saying that Kate's isn't serious as well.
Nobody has said that I'm reading, but everybody was talking about Charles. So I don't know.
That's very sad.
She did travel. Kate did travel.
Where?
To Norfolk.
Okay.
Yeah. And we did see Charles and Camilla go to church. But I don't know. It is sad no matter what. I just don't think it's going to be long that we're going to be hearing something, whether it's, hey, everybody's great, we're all back to normal.
Yeah.
Or, hey, we're going to be doing some shifting around here. As soon as Kate's well and back to normal life.
Do you think that he'll call for, this will be the time for William and Harry, if they were ever going to reconcile, to do it? So that they can put up a united foursome before anything were to happen?
Maybe good on Charles for plotting it like that. I don't know. Like maybe this is part of the plan. I don't know. I think that it would be pretty cool if he bowed out, right? If he abdicated and then basically said, hey, guess what? I'm going to do this, but I'm not giving you over the king stuff until you and your brother sit in a room and duke it out. as opposed to passing away. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like I think people would respect that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It's sad.
It is very sad. Camilla's like, dang it.
She's like, you waited this long. Here's what we're going to do. We're just going to tell everybody that you're amazing and that you have beaten this. We're going to come back and you're going to be shown as a hero. We're going to say, take that, Nostradamus. I'm anxious for you to go follow up on some of those predictions because they're pretty weird.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to.
How did somebody write a book referring to 2024? Like,
time travel.
Isn't that crazy?
It's time travel.
He was in Bill and Ted. No, he wasn't on Bill and Ted, was he?
Oh, I don't remember.
I think that was Socrates.
Okay.
Because they kept calling him
What's he have to say?
I know. So I don't know. It just seems like really strange that he's sitting around and he's like, in the year 2024, all of his buddies were like, oh no, 2024. That's silly talk. What?
There won't even be a planet then.
What are you talking about? Yeah, I don't know. There's some other predictions for 2024, and I started reading them, and I got really upset, so I just stopped. Okay. But those are the Charles ones.
Nice. I was about to ask, do I want to know?
Let's just say it's not a good time to live in China if this guy's correct.
God. Well, now I gotta go. But look, I'm excited to go down this rabbit hole because it'll free up some of this other stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going to get back to my royal duties.
Absolutely. This is time. We took a little break there, because everything got really heavy and dark for a while. So we backed off from the royal stuff. But now it seems like we are going to have to dive back in. So
it's Royal Watch.
You do your homework, do some research. Hopefully on our next episode, things will just be staying even par and we won't have too much to report on for that. That would be ideal.
Unless it's good news.
Unless it's great news. That's right.
Yeah. Happy to report on great news.
I am. I would just love your opinion on more of it. So please go read the predictions. Anybody who's listening that wants to give us their prediction, that would be great too.
I'll email Harry and see if he responds.
Oh, yes. Be like, so.
Hey, what's up? It's me.
What do you
anyway?
What do you think about this whole Nostradamus thing? Like, crazy, right?
Said, is it you? Is he talking about you?
Just give me a hint.
Totally you, right?
Just respond with an emoji of a thumbs up or what?
Or a crown.
You don't have to you don't have to say it.
I probably don't say anything to anyone. Where's Megan? Let me talk to Megan.
Besties. That would be amazing, actually, if that was even possible. What if he has I wish he had a hotline.
Do you have a Yahoo account? What's your Gmail? If I email the Archwell Foundation, will you respond?
I think it's probably more likely that he's thespare@gmail.com or something like that.
Sussex Prince.
Prince no more. What about redhead formerly known as Prince?
Exiled Prince.
Exiled Prince or a prince in the US. A prince in LA at Gmail.
At Gmail.
I'm just going to try all of them.
Try them all. One of them's got to work.
It's like trying to figure out somebody's phone passcode, right? You just start punching numbers. Let's just see what happens.
What's your birthday?
All right, Janette. Well, we had fun topic of football and then we went to the other side, but nonetheless, we're doing our job. Good luck with the Valentine's stuff tomorrow. Good luck with, you've got some travel coming up, safe travels, and pull up some reading you can do on the way. Maybe Nostradamus's book and see what you can learn. If you could read ahead, that would be awesome because then maybe we can figure out what's going to happen in the next couple years so we can just go ahead and prepare.
I'll just pull it all up. Yeah.
Do that. And see if you can download that to like your iPhone or something. I don't really know. How to yeah. But yeah, so hopefully, like I said, we'll have some good news whenever we talk next. If anyone out there is listening has got any opinions or thoughts or predictions of your own, give us a call, give us an email, shoot us a message on social media, whatever you want to do. But in the meantime, be sure to check out all the other shows over on themesh.tv. That's the website, www.themesh.tv. Little something for everybody over there, all kinds of new shows and programs and things happening in 2024. Our own little prediction for the year is that it's going to be great on the Mesh. But we thank you for listening. Janette, good luck. We'll catch you next time. Everybody, we'll see you on the flip side.
You've been listening to The Mesh, an online media network of shows and programs ranging from business to arts, sports to entertainment, music to community. All programs are available on the website as well as through iTunes and YouTube. Check us out online at themesh.tv. Discover other network shows and give us feedback on what you just heard.